Ramble, episode 68. So, a while ago I had an action camera, which just stopped working. It does everything, but record video. It makes files, they're just not videos. So, on special, as you could see, and I thought that was pretty good. It doesn't have any of your Wi-Fi or any of that stuff, but considering it's got the screen on the back, it's HD, or full HD, sorry, and at HD it can do higher frames, but for what I'm doing, I don't really care about that. Basic camera, has waterproof case, 30 meters for 90 minutes. That's all you need. And it supports all the GoPro connections, like the brackets. So in the box, which you slide that out, yada yada, it sits in the top, bullshit. You get a couple of different things. I even think that's usable, because if you close the box, you can then sit that somewhere, yada yada. In here, you get a few pieces of shit. Cable, that's the original holder which came on it. You get a square flat one, and a rounded one, which, yeah, to me they're the exact same. Someone probably will know what they're for. And you get 2 3Ms for each of those shapes, and a clean cloth. In the box, you get that waterproof case. At the store I went to, they didn't have a non-waterproof case optional, so I don't know if it's available or not. You can research yourself, just like I'm going to at some point. But I also bought the car mount, which I've obviously got that set up to go on the side of the car, which is that there. And that was on special as well. So you don't get a charger in the box, because it's just micro USB cable, and you don't get an SD card. So I bought a 16 gig SD card. We'll see what that does. It's on charge at the moment. You've got to charge it for 4 hours before use, so I'm going to have to cut this and chuck some extra bullshit on. Yeah, joy for me. So I'll take it in, show the screen and it while it's charging, but it's not going to be full comprehensive view just yet. So there it is. It's got the pink light to say that it's charging and on. Whereas if you turn it off, it'll go to a red light. You got buttons on the side there. I'll try and get a bit more light for you. There you go. And those buttons, and then that's the front. And there's the battery cover underneath. So basically, you turn it on, and it'll be in video mode. You hit the record button, and away you go. Or you can tap the power button to change to photo mode and review mode, and then go back to video. If you use the up and down, that's zoom, or if you press the menu button, that will get to the menu where you can go to time-lapse, turn time-lapse on, and video then becomes time-lapse. Other than that, that's all I've really read up or played with, but haven't actually recorded anything yet. So once I get a chance, I shall. And you can see in there the micro SD card, mini HDMI, and micro USB. That is pretty much it for the moment. So that montage, two things. One that was done in YouTube's video editor, which is a little finicky to sort of get around. The audio was added by using the video editor to edit them all together in a montage, and then export it, and then add the audio while keeping the original audio, because if you use a video editor, you replace the audio, you can't keep the original audio, meaning you can't keep the engine revving. However, the timing was pretty good, except it missed a bit at the end, obviously. Also at the end, make sure you attach it properly. You may have noticed I dropped it, and it was like maybe 17 minutes later I went back. You can look at the time code down the bottom. That then takes me to the time code. That's number 2. Probably was 3 things. Number 2, the time code. So that particular unit, I have since spoken with Kaiser Baas, online support, yada yada, and it has been replaced under warranty today. Has a newer firmware which fixes the timecode issue. So the firmware that I had meant that it was stuck with the timecode on, even if you turned it off, etc, etc. Everything else went perfectly fine. But with the newer firmware, that setting actually does something. So it is now working perfectly. There's no timecode on any new videos I'm recording. That was with all the settings on default. So it's 1080p, 30 frames per second, nothing else has been changed. There are other settings which I'm not sure if they relate to the photos or videos, but there's like image stabilization, color. There's literally like 30 settings. I have not played with any of them yet. I just wanted to record as is and see how it goes. It's pretty good. At night time there's a bit of noise and it gets worse the darker it gets, but it's pretty good. And it creates MP4 files. It's simple to use. Settings are simple to get to. You can't change any settings when it's in the waterproof case, but once you've got it all set up, literally put it in the case, you can access recording and stopping recording, turning it on and off, and being able to play back the last video recorded. You can get into the menu. Don't know why though, because you can't edit the settings. Not unless it's to do with the playback, but again, don't think you can then delete, because you need to choose yes. So, whatever. Probably could have done with just 2 buttons being able to use through the waterproof case, not 3. But other than, like, I am happy with it. For the price I paid, it works quite well. I'm yet to really get into it, and I haven't taken it in water. Probably in the next, maybe in a week. I think I'll be going skiing again, so I'll take it with me then. But taking the GoPro mounts, etc., it's really awesome. Now with those mounts, I did say just a moment ago that I'm not sure between the difference between the square looking one and the curved sort of looking one. The square one is a little bit curved on the bottom, so it's for curved surfaces, and this one which has little curves on the side is completely flat, so it's for flat surfaces. Yeah, it works well. Battery lasts a decent amount of time. Recording worked perfectly. I'm just happy. For the price, I'm just happy. So I'm probably going to play with a couple of settings now. There's image stabilization, which is software driven obviously. I'll play with that, see if that's for photos or videos. And yeah, just go from there. So yeah, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this rambly goodness, which was a review / information about. And I shall see you next time.